I did promise this lady I would give her a response, and I want to do that. The new proposal, there's not a format, Madam Clerk. We're trying to figure something out. I think how would you recommend this proceed? A request for proposal. Okay, so the city owns the equipment, has the equipment now. They're really in control at this point. They're going to put a proposal, request for proposal out to see if anybody has interest in working some way, and that's when you need to get involved and say, yes, I would like this. This is so important. I want to continue it. Here's how I will make it happen.
Online? The proposal going to be submitted online?
I don't know. Yeah, the city is handling that, though, because they have the assets. Lauren Bradley would be the one with the city. Okay, and last thing I just want to, the Wyoming Buncombe County, I don't know how many people have public access. We have complied with what we understand the law requires, and we've asked, if you've got a better idea, come and tell us about it, or if you got another way to keep going, do it. And we've had contacts. Well, I've had many discussions with you. I'm glad to have more, but you know, we've done what we can do. Someone needs to step forward, and maybe you can do something, maybe you can't. But it's going to be with the city of Asheville, and because of the contracts, we're going to be involved in it. But the city of Asheville owns the assets now. They have taken them, they have them, and that's what you're going to be using if anything should come about. I don't know if it can or not, but that's the only way I can see it would proceed. Okay?
You can sit there with a smile on your face.
No, we're not.
Excuse me, are you taking away my First Amendment? She's
yeah, I
sitting
am.
here.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
She is sitting here, and
I
sit there with a smile on your face.
No, we're
Excuse
not.
me, are you taking away my First Amendment? She's
yeah, I
sitting
am. Get
here.
out of here. Get out of here.
She is sitting here, and I sit there with a
a
smile on your face.
No, we're not.
Excuse me, are you taking away my First Amendment? She's
yeah, I
sitting
am.
here.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
She is sitting here, and I am.
So when you go to jail, remember this day, because everyone who, from the beginning, that started public access, told the state of North Carolina that the minimum budget necessary was $274,000.
Yes.
So when you go to jail, remember this day, because everyone who, from the beginning, that started public access, told the state of North Carolina that the minimum budget necessary was $274,000. But the fraud is in the fact that you presented to the state that the minimum budget necessary to fulfill the federal law was $274,000. I thank you for finally firing URTV, finally dropping the contract, because by law, all the money you have not paid to this point, to the time that you actually officially declared that the contract was no longer effective, you owe all that money.
I'm more confused right now than I have been coming to all these meetings, and I've been coming almost a year and a half now.
Let me stop right there. Didn't we have a meeting? I was not at this, but is it not true we had a meeting where John Howe came here, explained the position, Mr. Frew explained the position, you explained the position for several hours? That was my understanding. Is that correct? So, you know, we have. Okay. We're trying. We're trying to get the word out. But you got to listen to it, and it's out there. It's been the same. It hasn't changed any. Okay. But go ahead. Now,
but
give her time.
Maybe in my mind it did, because I didn't really appreciate Mr. Howell because he right away said that our state was throwing us under the bus. So that, you know, approaching it that way really upset me. Then we called our representatives, and they said, no, that's not what's happening. My one question, and what is just eating me alive, is why are we the only county in North Carolina that is doing this to public access? Why are we the only county in North Carolina that is doing this to public access? Why are we the only county in North Carolina that is doing this to public access? So why, if it was true that we don't have to be funded, do all those other counties just like public access that much that they're allowing it? And we aren't getting anything out of this except helping our community. And I feel like we're being punished for it. We've been beat up. And the other counties are not having that happen. So do they appreciate their people more? I don't know. I'm confused. I don't want to think those things because I think highly of all of you. You are our representatives.
Odd.
We've given all money that's due any public access. We've complied with the contracts, and we're here to hear your public comment tonight if you have any, sir.
And again, you know, I'd like to know, why did you reduce it 90%? And why are you the only county commissioners in the state doing this to their local public access station? And again, you know, I'd like to know, why did you reduce it 90%? And why are you the only county commissioners in the state doing this to their local public access station? And again, you know, I'd like to know, why did you reduce it 90%? And why are you the only county commissioners in the state doing this to their local public access station?
Sit there with a smile on your face.
No, we're not.
Excuse me, are you taking away my First Amendment? She's
Yeah, I
sitting
am. Get
here.
out of here. Get out of
She
here.
is-
Excuse me, are you taking away my First Amendment? She's
Yeah, I
sitting
am. Get
here.
out of here. Get out. There have been a lot of issues about URTV. That is not in our budget. Is that correct?
No, sir, that is not in our budget. We are working with the city to see how we're going to move forward. They're inventorying the equipment that they've picked up. The channel has gone dark. And at this point in time, there is nothing in the budget for URTV.
And from the beginning, and I was here when it started, we told your leaders, you're going to have to find other funding sources. We negotiated a deal with the cable company to get all kind of equipment. We spent a lot of time making it happen, but we told you repeatedly, you're going to have to find alternative funding all along. All your leaders. You did 400,000 hours of broadcasting and didn't charge the people a nickel to do that. You did it for free. And now you're coming to us. We've always said we had discretion over the money we get from the cable companies. It's been that way from the beginning. Nothing has ever changed. We've always given priority to education, law enforcement, and our core services. That was the deal. It was always the deal. We told you this all along. The state changed the rules a few years ago, and your money got cut even more. We told you you had to find alternative sources. We gave you a consultant to help you find ways to raise money and keep the thing up. One way you could have done it is charge even 50 cents an hour. You could have met your budget on your programming. But your board chose not to, and that's your prerogative because we didn't get involved in that. Because it's the public access. And so that's the way it was set up. That's the way it should be. You shouldn't be here. The money that your board asked for would have been 88% from public money, and that's not right. No other station operates like that. Every nonprofit I know pays their own way. And for whatever reason, URTV, the leadership of URTV chose not to do that. Now, we're going to try to keep it alive through other means. We're talking to the city. I know that Kathy Hughes is in regular contact with Lauren Bradley, I believe, with the city. We'd like to see something there, but we are not, this board, in my opinion, is not going to put money for URTV over education, law enforcement, and other core services we do. And we've never intended to do that. We never have. We did negotiate a deal. We got some money. We gave what was entitled to under the contract. We have always chosen and will continue to choose. I think anybody who sits up here is going to put priority over, you're competing with education, law enforcement, and core services. And in a tight budget year, there's no chance. Now, we're hoping maybe somebody could come up with another model. That's where you come in. Come up with another way to do it. Come up with something else. You got the equipment for now, but you got to move fast. And you've had years and years and years to plan this out. This isn't news. Because I've got notes where I told your leadership this years ago. We gave consultant, our John Howell, worked with you, met with you, told you this was coming, gave you numbers, gave you ways other places do it. There are other ways you could have done it. We don't get involved, but now you're here saying we need a bailout, and that was never in the plan, never considered. And we never told you that because we couldn't, because we knew the budget. We saw this budget coming down the road. Dr. Green has told us through the years, this is going to be a bad year. We didn't know how bad until the budget came out. So that's the way it's been. I hope that there's nothing cut, there's nothing in there. Anything we're entitled to by law, we'll put out if someone wants to come up with it. And what's the amount, Dr. Green? You know? $4,500, but they have equipment right now. If somebody can come up. The city has equipment, so now you're dealing with the city also. And you're going to have to work with them because under the contract, as I understand it, the city the ownership reverted back to the city of Asheville for the equipment. Okay. Public comment, any subject. Continue with public comment. We don't have public access apparently.
And I was very appreciative that none of the services were cut. Unfortunately, URTV is not on that list. And I know that there was $1.5 million that was to go towards, and I didn't get to see, so I would like to know how much money was going to be designated for our public access television. Is that something that could be answered at this time, or do I have to wait again like other meetings? Is that a possibility to hear?
I'll be glad to answer that at the end of public comment. I'll have Dr. Green help me with that.
In public comment, you will answer?
I'm going to answer a lot of your questions tonight about URTV. Just go ahead.
You will answer?
Her time, I don't want to take her time that I'm talking to her, but you got 3 minutes here to give public comment.
Way cool. I'm really glad to hear that.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Lance, you can go, since you have the mic, you can go next.
I am Lisa Landis, GLoLady, GLoLady. You can see quite a few of my other shows that I've produced, over 300 hours. And it's like I come here and I look at that flag and I say my Pledge of Allegiance. And I'll tell you what, I'm really disgusted. It's like you hear one thing, you hear another, you get 1.5 million, designated, oh no, that's not your money, it's going to be used for this. And it's like, where's my First Amendment? Where can I hold my government accountable? There were shows on URTV that exposed the corruption in this county. We have had people who came up here to this stand and had said, what about this person? Oh, but you have to be quiet. We're not allowed to talk about things like that. Where can I redress my government as to things that are not done right, if not for public access? I have been in front of you guys for 3.5 years. Why couldn't we find more money? Do you know that it took 2 of us 2 weeks to raise $700? Well, who's going to volunteer? Who's going to volunteer to bring in funds? I'm tired of working for no money. You guys get cushy jobs. Why can't you donate some of your time to raise money? No, you are politicians. No, you are government. Government doesn't look after the people. Government looks after itself. I'm sorry, but that is what I see. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of coming up and it's like, oh no, you were supposed to raise your own money. Well, how can we raise our own money when the negativity that comes out of is crap? It's crap. I'm sorry, Wanda Green. You can sit there with a smile on your face.
No, we're not.
Excuse me, are you taking away my First Amendment? She's
yeah, I
sitting
am. Get
here.
out of here. Get out of here.
She is sitting here and I am...
Ma'am, you've got to respect the public comment time.
Excuse me, I was.
Okay.
I mentioned her.
Oh, you're through.
I mentioned her
Who else wants to hear
name.
public comment?
Excuse me.
Who wants public comment?
I will leave.
All right, thank you. Yes, sir, you go right ahead.
Does that mean that you would throw me in jail? No, it does not. Because I found out that if I got thrown in jail, I would get national.
Let's go. Go ahead. You can go ahead. You go, please.
I need to ask a question before I start, though. I need to know from you if you all agree with what he said prior to the public meeting. Does anyone disagree with what?
Hey, we're not here to take
No,
polls. This is public comment, sir.
I just need
and
to
you're
know.
welcome to
Okay,
contact
fine.
our email, our phones, everything's in the book.
Okay, I'm Brother Christopher.